You may wonder, what does it mean to do it alone? Is it a call to isolation? A rejection of the world around us? No, my beloved, it is quite the opposite. To do it alone is to recognize the divinity within you, to understand that you are the operant power in your world, and that all creation begins in the sanctum of your own mind. Consider for a moment the great masters throughout history. Did they not retreat into solitude to commune with the infinite? Did not prophets venture into the wilderness to receive their revelations? Even the Christ, in his moments of greatest significance, withdrew from the crowds to pray alone. This, my friends, is the essence of doing it alone. Not in physical isolation, but in the realization that you, and you alone, are the author of your life story. Let us delve deeper into this concept. When I say do it alone, I speak of the inner work, the labor of consciousness that no one else can perform for you. It is the intimate dance between your imagination and the infinite possibilities that lie dormant within you. This dance, this sacred communion, can only be experienced in the privacy of your own being. Think of it this way. When you enter a dream at night, do you bring others with you? No, you enter that realm alone, and in that state you are the creator, the director, and the star of your nocturnal adventures. Your waking life, I assure you, is no different. You are dreaming it into existence with every thought, every assumption, every inner conversation. But some of you might protest, Neville, surely we need others in our lives. Surely we cannot exist in isolation, and to this I say, of course. The outer world, the people in your life, they are all vital and beautiful parts of your experience. But understand this, they are not the cause of your experience, they are the effect. They are the reflections of your inner state, the manifestations of your consciousness. When you truly grasp this, when you internalize the knowledge that you are the operant power, you will see that all the help you need, all the love you seek, all the success you desire, it all begins within you. You do not need to manipulate others or beg the world for favors. You need only to adjust your inner state, to align your consciousness with your desires, and the outer world will rearrange itself to match your vision. This, my dear friends, is the true meaning of doing it alone. It is the recognition that you are not a mere fragment in a vast, uncaring universe, but that you are the universe itself, focused into this particular point of time and space. You are God in distribution, experiencing yourself through the vessel of your human form. Now let us explore how this principle applies to your daily life. Imagine you desire a new job, a position that fills you with excitement and purpose. The common approach would be to scour job listings, to network feverishly, to plead your case to potential employers. And while these outer actions may have their place, they are not the source of your success. Instead, I urge you to do it alone. Retreat into the theater of your mind. There, in that sacred space, see yourself already occupying that position. Feel the satisfaction of doing work that inspires you. Hear the congratulations of your colleagues. Experience the pride of your loved ones. Make this inner experience so vivid, so real, that when you open your eyes, you will be surprised to find yourself still in your current circumstances. This, my friends, is the art of assumption. When you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, when you live from the end as if it were already a reality, you set in motion forces beyond your conscious understanding. The entire universe conspires to bring about the conditions that match your inner state. But remember, this is not mere positive thinking or idle daydreaming. This is a fundamental shift in your concept of self. You are not trying to change things, you are changing the thinker. You are revising your own identity to match your desire. Let me share with you a profound truth. The outer world is dead. Yes, you heard me correctly. The world you perceive with your senses is but a shadow, a reflection of past thoughts and assumptions. It has no power to create, no ability to cause. It can only reflect what you hold in your consciousness. This may seem a stark statement, perhaps even a disturbing one, but I assure you it is the key to your freedom. For if the outer world is dead, if it has no power to create or cause, then you are liberated from its seeming constraints. You are free to create anew, to assume a new state of consciousness, and to watch as the outer world reshapes itself to match your inner vision. This is why I implore you to do it alone. For in the solitude of your consciousness, in the privacy of your imagination, you hold the power to reshape your entire existence. No one else can do this for you. No external force can grant you this power. It is your birthright, your inherent nature as a creative being. Consider the great inventors and innovators throughout history. Did they not first conceive their creations in the solitude of their minds? Did not every great work of art, every scientific breakthrough, every technological marvel first exist as a seed in someone's imagination? These individuals understood perhaps intuitively, the power of doing it alone. But let us be clear, doing it alone does not mean you must physically isolate yourself from others. It does not mean you should reject help or collaboration when it presents itself. Rather, it means that you recognize that the primary creative act occurs within you. The outer actions, the physical steps you take, are simply the outward expression of an inner conviction. Think of it this way. When you plant a seed in the ground, do you dig it up every day to check its progress? Do you attempt to force the sprout to emerge, to manipulate the leaves into unfurling? Of course not. You plant the seed, you provide the proper conditions, and then you allow the innate intelligence within that seed to do its work. Your desires, your goals, your aspirations, these are seeds you plant in the fertile soil of your consciousness. Your task is not to force them into manifestation through sheer will or endless action. Your task is to plant them properly, to nurture them with your assumption of their fulfillment, and then to allow them to grow and manifest in their own divine timing. This is the art of doing it alone. It is the recognition that you are the gardener of your own mind, the cultivator of your own reality. No one else can plant these seeds for you. No one else can assume the sealing of their fulfillment on your behalf. This is your sacred duty, your divine right, and your ultimate power. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Neville, what about the challenges I face? What about the obstacles in my path to this? I say these challenges, these obstacles, they are not what you think they are. They are not external forces conspiring against you. They are not proof of your limitations or your unworthiness. No, my dear friends, these challenges are invitations. They are calls to go deeper into yourself, to strengthen your conviction, to purify assumption. Every obstacle you face is an opportunity to do it alone, to retreat into the workroom of your imagination, and to revise your concept of self. Remember, the outer world can only reflect what you hold in consciousness. If you accept the obstacle as real, if you allow it to shake your conviction, then you give it power over you. But if you recognize it for what it truly is, a shadow, a reflection of past thoughts, then you can dissolve it in the light of your new assumption. This is why I often speak of revision. When you face a challenge or encounter an undesirable circumstance, do not accept it as final. Do not allow it to define your reality. Instead, in the privacy of your imagination, revise the event. See it unfolding as you would have preferred. Feel the relief, the joy, the satisfaction of this revised version. You might ask, but Neville, how can I revise something that has already happened? And to this, I say time is an entire illusion. The past, present, and future exist simultaneously in the eternal now of your consciousness. When you revise an event in your imagination, you are not changing the past in a linear sense. You are selecting a different version of events from the infinite possibilities that exist in the dimension of consciousness. This is the power of doing it alone. In the solitude of your mind, you can revise any event, reshape any circumstance, and redefine any aspect of your life. The outer world, bound as it is to reflect your inner state, must then rearrange itself to match your new assumption. But let us delve even deeper into this concept of doing it alone. It is not merely about manifesting specific desires or revising unwanted events. It is about a fundamental shift in your understanding of who and what you are. You see, my beloved, when I speak of doing it alone, I am pointing you towards the realization of your true identity. You are not the limited mortal creature you appear to be. You are not defined by your circumstances, your past, or the opinions of others. You are, in truth, the very essence of creation itself, temporarily focused into this particular point of view. This is why no one else can do it for you. This is why all the self-help books, all the motivational seminars, all the well-meaning advice from friends and family, while potentially useful, can never be the source of your transformation. They can point the way, they can offer techniques and insights, but the actual work, the sacred labor of consciousness, can only be done by you, alone, in the depths of your being. Consider for a moment the story of Moses receiving the 10 Commandments. He did not bring the multitudes with him to the top of Mount Sinai. He ascended alone into the cloud of unknowing to commune with the divine. This story, like all great spiritual allegories, is not about an external historical event. It is about the inner journey that each of us must undertake. You, my dear friend, are Moses. The mountain is your own consciousness. The cloud is the mystery of your own being. And the commandments, they are the laws of your own nature, the principles by which you create your reality. But you must ascend alone. You must enter the cloud alone. You must receive the revelation alone. This solitary journey is not a burden, but a privilege. It is the recognition of your divine nature, your innate creative power. When you truly understand this, when you fully embody this truth, you will never again feel alone in the common sense of the word. For you will know that you are one with the source of all creation, that you are the very substance from which all things are formed. Now let us consider how this principle of doing it alone applies to your relationships with others. Some of you might worry that this teaching promotes selfishness or isolation. Nothing could be further from the truth. When you learn to do it alone, when you recognize your own divine nature, you become capable of truly loving others. You see, most human relationships are based on need, on the belief that we are incomplete without the other. We seek in others what we believe we lack in ourselves. But when you know that you are complete, that you contain within yourself the fullness of being, then your relationships transform. You no longer approach others from a place of lack or need, but from a place of fullness and love. This is the paradox of doing it alone. It enables you to connect more deeply with others. For when you no longer need others to complete you, you can appreciate them for who they truly are. You can love them freely without conditions or expectations. You can allow them to be themselves without trying to change them to fit your needs. Consider the sun. Does it shine only on those it deems worthy? Does it withhold its light from those it judges undeserving? No, it shines on all equally, giving of itself freely and abundantly. This is how you will relate to others when you master the art of doing it alone. You will be like the sun, radiating love and creativity, not because you need anything in return, but because it is your nature to do so. But to reach this state, you must first do the inner work alone. You must confront your own shadows, face your own fears, and dissolve your own limiting beliefs. This is not always easy. It requires courage, persistence, and faith. But I assure you, my dear friends, the rewards are beyond anything you can imagine. For when you learn to do it alone, you discover that you are never truly alone. You realize that you are one with the creative power of the universe. You understand that all things are possible to you, for you are the very substance from which all things are formed. This is why I often speak of the state of wish fulfilled. When you enter into the feeling of your wish fulfilled, when you live from the end as if your desire were already a reality, you are doing it alone in the true sense. You are not waiting for external circumstances to change. You are not dependent on the actions or approval of others. You are creating from within, shaping your reality through the power of your assumption. But remember, this is not about forcing or struggling. It is not about willpower in the conventional sense. It is about aligning yourself with the natural creative process of the universe. Just as a seed does not strain to become a tree, you do not need to strain to manifest your desires. You need only to assume the right state of consciousness, to feel the naturalness of your wish fulfilled, and then to allow the outer world to reshape itself accordingly. This allowing, this trust in the process is itself a form of doing it alone. For it requires you to release your attachment to external results, to let go of your need to control the how and when of your manifestation. It asks you to have faith in your own creative power, to trust in the wisdom of your own being. Think of a great artist at work. When they stand before a blank canvas, do they doubt their ability to create? Do they worry about where the paint will come from or how the brushes will move? No, they simply begin, allowing the creative impulse to flow through them. They trust in their own artistic vision, in their own creative power. You, my dear friend, are the artist of your own life. Your consciousness is the canvas, your imagination the brush, and your assumptions the paint. And like the artist, you must trust in your own creative power. You must have faith in your ability to shape your reality. This faith, this trust, is the essence of doing it alone. It is the recognition that all the power you need is already within you. It is the understanding that you are not separate from the creative force of the universe, but are that very force itself, focused into this particular point of view. Now, let us address a question that may arise in your minds. Some of you might be thinking, but Neville, if I am doing it alone, if I am the creator of my reality, why do I sometimes experience unwanted circumstances? Why do I face challenges and difficulties? This is a profound question, and it strikes at the heart of our discussion. The answer lies in understanding the nature of consciousness and the process of creation. You see, your outer world is not created by your conscious thoughts alone. It is shaped by the totality of your consciousness, including your deepest beliefs, your habitual thoughts, and even the aspects of yourself that you may not be consciously aware of. When you experience unwanted circumstances, it is not a failure of your creative power. It is simply a reflection of some aspect of your consciousness that you may not have fully recognized or addressed. This is why doing it alone is so crucial. It requires you to delve deep into your own being, to confront and transform the hidden beliefs and assumptions that may be shaping them in reality in ways you don't consciously intend. Consider for a moment the concept of self-talk, the inner conversations you have with yourself throughout the day. These conversations, often occurring below the level of conscious awareness, are powerful creative forces. They are, in essence, the way you do it alone all the time, whether you realize it or not. If your inner conversations are filled with doubt, fear, or limitation, then these states will be reflected in your outer experience. But the wonderful news is that you have the power to change these conversations. You can consciously choose new thoughts, new assumptions, new inner dialogues that align with your desires. This is not about forced positive thinking or denying the reality of your current circumstances. It is about recognizing that your inner world is the true creative realm, and that by changing your inner conversations, you inevitably change your outer world. Let me share with you a technique that I have found particularly powerful in this regard. I call it eavesdropping on your future self. Here's how it works. Imagine yourself in the future, having already achieved your desire. Listen carefully to the conversations you would be having in that state. What would you be saying to yourself? What would others be saying to you? Now bring those conversations into your present. Begin to speak to yourself as if your desire were already fulfilled. Have imaginary conversations with others where they congratulate you on your success. Feel the naturalness of these conversations, the ease with which they flow. This technique is a powerful way of doing it alone. It allows you to align your inner world with the reality you wish to create, regardless of your current circumstances. And as you persist in these new inner conversations, you will find your outer world beginning to shift and change to match your world. But remember, my dear friends, this is not about escaping reality or living in a fantasy world. It is about recognizing the true nature of reality itself. What you perceive as the real world is simply the outpicturing of consciousness. By changing your consciousness, you literally change your world. This is why I often say that there is no such thing as fiction. Every story, every imagined scenario exists as a reality in the dimension of consciousness. When you imagine yourself in a desired state, you are not creating something new. You are tuning into an already existing reality, a version of yourself that already possesses what you desire. Your task then is not to create this reality, but to align yourself with it. This alignment happens within you, in the privacy of your own consciousness. It is a solitary act, a sacred communion between you and the infinite possibilities that exist within you. This is the deepest meaning of doing it alone. It is the recognition that you are the operant power in your world, that you are the one who selects and animates the particular version of reality you experience. No one else can do this for you. No external power can grant you this ability. It is your inherent nature, your divine birthright. But let us be clear, doing it alone does not mean you must struggle or strain. It does not mean you must cut yourself off from others or reject help when it is offered. Rather, it means recognizing that the primary creative act occurs within you, in the realm of your imagination and assumption. Think of it this way when you go to sleep at night. Do you worry about how your heart will continue to beat, how your lungs will continue to breathe? Of course not. You trust in the innate wisdom of your body to carry out these functions without your conscious control. In the same way, when you plant a seed in your consciousness through imagination and assumption, you can trust in the innate creative power of your being to bring it to fruition. Your role is to plant the seed, to nurture it with your faith and expectancy, and then to allow it to grow and manifest in its own divine timing. This allowing, this trust, is itself a form of doing it alone. It requires you to release your attachment to external results, to let go of your need to control every aspect of the manifestation process. It asks you to have faith in your own creative power, to trust in the wisdom of your own being. Now, some of you may be wondering, but Neville, what about action? Don't we need to take action in the world to achieve our goals? This is an excellent question, and it brings us to a crucial point in our discussion. Action is indeed important, but not in the way most people think. You see, inspired action flows naturally from a changed state of consciousness. When you have truly assumed the feeling of your wish fulfilled, when you are living from the end, the appropriate actions will arise spontaneously. You will find yourself naturally doing the things that lead to the goal, manifestation of your desire. This is very different from the common approach of trying to force results through sheer willpower or endless activity. Such forced action often comes from a place of lack or fear, and it rarely leads to lasting fulfillment. Instead, when you do it alone, when you change your state of consciousness first, your actions become effortless expressions of your new state of being. Consider the example of learning a new skill, like playing a musical instrument. At first, your actions may feel forced and unnatural. You have to consciously think about every movement, every note. But as you practice, as you begin to embody the state of being a musician, your actions become more fluid, more natural. You no longer have to think about every little movement. The music simply flows through you. This is how manifestation works when you truly understand the principle of doing it alone. You don't force the outer actions. You change your inner state, and the appropriate actions flow naturally from that state. But there's an even deeper truth here, my dear friends. As you advance in your understanding and application of these principles, you may find that less and less outer action is required. For when you are truly aligned with your desire and consciousness, the entire universe moves to bring about its manifestation. This is what I mean when I say that creation is finished. All possible states, all possible versions of reality already exist in the dimension of consciousness. Your task is not to create these realities, but to select and animate the one you desire through your assumption and feeling. This selection, this animation happens within you. It is a solitary act, a sacred communion between you and the infinite possibilities that exist within you. This is why no one else can do it for you. This is why you must do it alone. But remember, doing it alone does not mean you are separate or isolated from the world around you. Quite the opposite. When you master the art of doing it alone, you realize your oneness with all of creation. You understand that the entire universe is yourself pushed out. That every person and every circumstance in your life is a reflection of your own consciousness. This realization is profoundly liberating, for it means that you are not at the mercy of external circumstances. You are not a victim of fate or chance. You are the author of your own story, the creator of your own reality. But with this great power comes great responsibility. For if you are the creator of your reality, then you must take full responsibility for your life experience. You can no longer blame others for your circumstances. You can no longer see yourself as a victim of external forces. This responsibility may seem daunting at first, but I assure you, it is the key to your freedom. For when you take full responsibility for your life, you reclaim your power to change it. You recognize that if you created your current circumstances through your assumptions and beliefs, you can create new circumstances through new assumptions and beliefs. This is the essence of doing it alone. It is the recognition that you are the operant power in your world, that you are the one who selects and animates the particular version of reality you experience. No one else can do this for you. No external power can grant you this ability. It is your inherent nature, your divine birthright. But let us delve even deeper into this concept. When I say do it alone, I am not just referring to the manifestation of specific desires or the achievement of particular goals. I am pointing you towards a fundamental shift in your understanding of who and what you are. You see, my beloved, you are not the limited, mortal creature you appear to be. You are not defined by your body, your circumstances, or your personal history. These are but costumes you wear, roles you play in the grand drama of existence. Your true identity is far greater, far more magnificent than you can possibly imagine. You are, in essence, the very consciousness from which all things arise. You are the dreamer of this dream we call life. When you truly grasp this, when you fully embody this truth, the idea of doing it alone takes on a whole new meaning. For you realize that there is no other to rely on, no external source of power or wisdom to appeal to. You are it. You are all there is. This realization can be both exhilarating and terrifying. It means that you are fully responsible for your experience of life. It means that you can no longer blame others or circumstances for your situation. But it also means that you have the power to change anything and everything in your life. Consider for a moment the implications of this truth. If you are the dreamer of your life, then everything and everyone in your experience is a reflection of your own consciousness. The people you interact with, the circumstances you encounter, the very world you perceive, all of it is you, pushed out. This is why doing it alone is so crucial. For if everything is a reflection of your consciousness, then the only place where change can truly occur is within you. The outer world, being a reflection, can only change when you change. But here's the beautiful paradox. When you fully embrace the idea of doing it alone, when you take complete responsibility for your life experience, you also realize your profound connection to all of existence. For if you are the dreamer of your life, and if everything in your experience is you pushed out, then you are, in a very real sense, everything and everyone. This realization dissolves the illusion of separation. It reveals the underlying unity of all things. And from this place of unity, True love and compassion naturally arise. For how can you not love others when you recognize them as aspects of yourself? This is why the great spiritual teachers throughout history have emphasized self-realization. They understood that true transformation, true liberation can only come from within. They knew that each of us must make this journey alone, must discover our true nature for ourselves. But make no mistake, my dear friends, this journey of self-discovery, this process of doing it alone is not always easy. It requires courage, persistence, and faith. It asks you to question everything you thought you knew about yourself and the world. It challenges you to let go of old beliefs and limitations. There may be times when you feel lost or confused. There may be moments when you doubt yourself and this teaching. This is natural. It is part of the process. But I urge you to persist, for on the other side of this struggle lies a freedom and a joy beyond anything you can currently imagine. Remember, you are not alone in this journey. While you must do the inner work yourself, you are supported by the very universe you are creating. Every challenge you face, every obstacle you encounter, is an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. It is your own higher self calling you to awaken to your true nature. As you continue on this path of doing it alone, you will begin to experience life in a completely new way. You will no longer feel at the mercy of external circumstances. You will no longer seek validation or approval from others. You will stand firm in the knowledge of your own divine nature, your own creative power. From this place of inner certainty, you will find that life begins to flow with an ease and grace you never thought possible. Opportunities will seem to arise spontaneously. Desires will manifest with surprising speed and in unexpected ways. You will experience a deep sense of peace and fulfillment, regardless of outer conditions. But perhaps the most beautiful transformation will be in your relationships with others. As you learn to do it alone, as you discover your own completeness, you will no longer approach relationships from a place of need or lack. Instead, you will come from a place of fullness, of love freely given without condition or expectation. You will see others not as separate entities to be manipulated or controlled, but as beloved aspects of yourself, as unique expressions of the same consciousness that you are. This shift in perception will transform all your relationships, bringing a depth of love and understanding you may have thought impossible. And as you move through the world from this state of consciousness, you will naturally inspire others. Without effort or intention, you will serve as a living example of what is possible. Your very being will be a testament to the power of doing it alone, of taking responsibility for one's own consciousness. But remember, my dear friends, this is not about becoming some perfect, flawless being. It is about embracing all aspects of yourself, including your perceived flaws and weaknesses. For these too are part of the magnificent tapestry of your being, part of the unique way in which the infinite expresses itself through you. Doing it alone means loving all of yourself, accepting all of your experiences as part of your journey of self-discovery. It means recognizing that even your mistakes and failures are opportunities for growth and deeper understanding. As you continue to apply these principles, as you persist in the practice of doing it alone, you will find that your entire perception of life begins to shift. What once seemed solid and fixed will reveal itself to be fluid and responsive to your consciousness. The world will become a living, breathing reflection of your inner state. You will begin to see that every person, every circumstance, every experience in your life is a gift, a perfectly orchestrated opportunity for you to know yourself more fully, to express your divine nature more completely. Even the challenges and difficulties you face will be recognized as sacred invitations to grow and evolve. This shift in perception, this new way of experiencing life, is the true fruit of doing it alone. It is the realization of your divine nature, the embodiment of your creative power. It is the fulfillment of your purpose as a unique expression of the infinite. But let me be clear, my beloved, this state of consciousness is not some distant goal to be achieved in the future. It is not something you need to strive for or earn. It is your true nature, your natural state of being. It is available to you here and now, in this very moment. All that is required is a shift in your assumption, a change in your concept of self. And this shift, this change, can only occur within you. It is something you must do alone. So I urge you, my dear friends, embrace this teaching. Take it into your hearts and minds. Test it in the laboratory of your own experience. For it is only through your own direct experience that you will truly understand the power and the beauty of doing it alone. Remember, you are not separate from the creative power of the universe. You are that very power, focused into this particular point of view. You are the operant power in your world, the author of your own story, the creator of your own reality. Embrace this truth. Live from this understanding. Do it alone. And watch as your world transforms before your very eyes. And now, my beloved, as we draw this discourse to a close, I want you to take a moment to reflect on all that we have discussed. Feel the truth of these words resonating within you. Know that you have within you all the power you need to shape your life, to create your reality, to fulfill your deepest desires. Go forth from this place with a new understanding of your true nature, a new appreciation of your creative power. Let every thought, every feeling, every action be an expression of this truth. Live from the state of your wish fulfilled, knowing that as you do so, you are shaping the very fabric of your reality. Remember, my dear friends, you are never truly alone, for you are one with the source of all creation, one with the infinite possibilities that exist within consciousness. In doing it alone, you align yourself with this infinite power, this boundless creativity. So step boldly into your divine inheritance, claim your rightful place as a conscious creator, as a living expression of the infinite. Do it alone, and in doing so, discover your inseparable oneness with all that is. May your journey be filled with joy, with wonder, and with the deep satisfaction that comes from living in alignment with your true nature. May you always remember the power that lies within you, the divine creativity that expresses itself through you. And above all, may you never forget that you are loved, you are supported, and you are infinitely powerful. For you are God in distribution, experiencing itself through the unique and beautiful expression that is you. Go now and do it alone. Create the life you desire. Be the person you wish to be. For in truth, you already are that person. You need only to recognize and embody this truth. Thank you, my beloved, for your attention, for your openness, and for your willingness to explore these profound truths. May your life be a testament to the power of doing it alone, a shining example of what is possible when we fully embrace our divine nature. And with that, I bid you farewell, knowing that we are never truly separate, for we are all one in the grand tapestry of consciousness. Until we meet again, in this form or another, remember you are the operant power. You are the creator. You are divine. Now go forth and do it alone. My dear friends, imagine yourself seated here, in this very moment, fully aware of the immense power that resides within you. Can you feel it? That gentle stirring in your heart, that whisper in your mind telling you that you are more than what you see in the mirror. That, my dear, is the voice of your true self, the God within you, urging you to awaken to your divine nature. Tonight we shall embark on a journey of self-discovery, a journey that will lead you to the realization that the only person truly worthy of your undivided attention is yourself. For in focusing on yourself, you unlock the door to infinite possibilities and step into the realm of your desires made manifest. Let us begin by understanding a fundamental truth. The world you see around you is nothing but a reflection of your inner state. Every person, every circumstance, every triumph, and every setback is but a mirror showing you the contents of your own consciousness. When you waste your time focusing on external matters, on the actions of others, on the opinions of the world, you are merely chasing shadows, my friends. You are looking at the reflection and forgetting the source. But I say unto you, turn your gaze inward, for it is within that you will find the wellspring of all creation. The kingdom of heaven is within you, and it is time you claimed your rightful place on that throne. Now some of you might be thinking, but Neville, how can focusing on myself be the answer? Isn't that selfish to you? I say this, there is no greater act of love, no greater service to the world than to realize the God within you. For when you focus on yourself, truly focus on your inner being, you are focusing on God. And in doing so, you elevate not just yourself, but all of creation. Consider for a moment the amount of time you spend each day worrying about things beyond your control. The hours wasted in idle gossip, in comparing yourself to others, in fretting over what might be. Can you see now how this is a misuse of your divine creative power? Every moment spent in such futile pursuits is a moment stolen from your true purpose to imagine and create the life you desire. My friends, the time has come to stop this wasteful behavior. The time has come to redirect your attention to where it truly belongs, to your imagination, to your inner world, to the God within you. For it is only by doing so that you can hope to change your outer world. Let me share with you a profound truth. Your imagination is the very workshop of God. It is the place where all things are conceived before they are born into the physical world. When you focus on yourself, on your inner world, you are essentially focusing on this divine workshop. You are learning to use the tools of creation that have been bestowed upon you. Imagine for a moment that you are a skilled craftsman. Would you waste your time watching others work, criticizing their techniques, or worrying about their output? Of course not. You would focus on your own craft, owning your skills, perfecting your art. This is exactly what I am asking you to do in your life. Your life, my dear friends, is your craft. Your consciousness is your workshop. Your imagination is your most potent tool and the product of your craft. It is nothing less than the reality you experience. So I ask you, why waste your precious time and energy on anything else? Why dilute your focus with trivial matters when you have the power to shape your entire existence? Now, some of you might be wondering, but Neville, how do I begin this journey of self-focus? How do I stop wasting my time? The answer, my friends, is simpler than you might think. It begins with a shift in your awareness, a conscious decision to turn your attention inward. Start by becoming aware of your thoughts. Notice how often your mind wanders to external concerns, to what others are doing, to past regrets or future anxieties. Each time you catch yourself in such thoughts, gently but firmly bring your attention back to yourself, to the present moment, to your inner world. This practice, simple as it may seem, is the foundation of all change. For you see, your outer world can only change when your inner world changes first. And your inner world can only change when you give it your undivided attention. As you begin to focus more on yourself, you will start to notice the immense power that has always been within you. You will begin to see that the circumstances of your life are not random occurrences, but direct manifestations of your inner state. This realization, my friends, is the key to unlocking your true potential. For when you understand that your inner world creates your outer world, you will naturally want to spend more time cultivating your inner garden. You will want to focus on yourself, not out of selfishness, but out of a deep understanding that this is the most effective way to create positive change in your life and in the world around you. Now let us delve deeper into what it truly means to focus on yourself. It is not, as some might believe, about indulging in every whim or desire. It is not about becoming self-centered in the negative sense of the word. No, focusing on yourself is about becoming intimately acquainted with your true nature, with the God within you. It is about understanding that you are not separate from the creative power of the universe, but an integral part of it. It is about recognizing that the same force that creates worlds and moves planets flows through you, waiting to be directed by your conscious mind. When you truly focus on yourself, you begin to see that your desires are not random or trivial. They are divine impulses, urging you towards the full expression of your true self. Each desire is a seed planted in your consciousness by God, waiting for you to nurture it with your attention and bring it to fruition. So I say to you, stop wasting your time on frivolous pursuits. Stop squandering your divine creative power on worry, doubt, and fear. Instead, turn your focus inward and tend to these seeds of desire within you. Water them with your imagination, nourish them with your faith, and watch as they grow into the beautiful reality you have always dreamed of. Remember, my dear friends, that time is the most precious resource you have. Each moment is a gift, an opportunity to create, to grow, to become more of who you truly are. When you waste your time focusing on external matters, on things you cannot control, you are essentially rejecting this gift. You are saying to the universe, I do not value this opportunity you have given me. But when you focus on yourself, when you direct your attention to your inner world, you are honoring this gift. You are saying, I recognize the power within me, and I choose to use it wisely. This, my friends, is the true meaning of gratitude. It is not merely saying thank you for what you have, but using what you have been given to its fullest potential. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Neville, I have responsibilities. I have a job, a family, obligations. How can I focus on myself without neglecting these to you? I say this: focusing on yourself does not mean ignoring your duties or isolating yourself from the world. It means performing all your actions from a place of inner awareness, from a state of alignment with your true self. When you focus on yourself in this way, you bring the power of your awakened consciousness to everything you do. Your work becomes not just a means to earn a living, but an expression of your inner creativity. Your relationships become not obligations, but opportunities to express the love that you are. Every aspect of your life becomes infused with the divine power that flows through you. This, my friends, is the secret to living a truly fulfilling life. It is the key to stop wasting your time and start using it in a way that aligns with your highest purpose. For when you focus on yourself, on your inner world, you are focusing on the very source of all creation. And from this source, all good things flow. So I urge you, my dear friends, to make this commitment to yourself today. Commit to focusing on your inner world, on the God within you. Commit to stop wasting your time on external concerns and trivial matters. Commit to nurturing the seeds of your desires with the power of your imagination. For in doing so, you are not just changing your own life, you are changing the entire world. Because as you will come to realize, the world is you pushed out. Every change you make within yourself is reflected in the world around you. Every moment you spend in alignment with your true self creates ripples of positive change that extend far beyond what you can see. This is the true power of focusing on yourself. This is the magic that happens when you stop wasting your time and start using it to explore the infinite potential within you. This is the miracle of living from the state of the wish fulfilled, of knowing that what you desire is already yours in the realm of imagination. My friends, the time for change is now. The power is within you. The choice is yours. Will you continue to waste your time on external concerns, on worry and doubt? Or will you turn your focus inward to the God within you and begin to create the life you truly desire? I say to you, choose wisely, for in this choice lies the key to your freedom, to your happiness, to the full expression of your divine nature. Choose to focus on yourself, not out of selfishness, but out of a deep understanding that this is the most powerful way to serve the world. For when you focus on yourself, when you align with the God within you, you become a beacon of light in this world. You become a living example of what is possible when one recognizes their true nature. You become a channel through which the infinite creativity of the universe can flow. And in doing so, you inspire others to do the same. You show them, through your own transformed life, that they too have this power within them. You become a living testament to the truth that I have been sharing with you tonight. So, my dear friends, I implore you, focus on yourself. Stop wasting your time on things that do not serve your highest good. Redirect your attention to your inner world, to your imagination, to the God within you. For it is here, in this inner realm, that all things are possible. Remember, the outer world is but a shadow, a reflection of your inner state. By focusing on yourself, by cultivating your inner garden, you are creating the most beautiful, the most abundant, the most loving outer world possible. This is not selfish. This is your divine duty, your sacred responsibility. As we continue on this journey together, I want you to hold this truth close to your heart. You have power and power in your life. Not your circumstances, not other people, not the world around you. You and you alone have the power to shape your reality through the focus of your attention and the power of your imagination. So let us make a solemn vow, here and now, to stop wasting our time on frivolous pursuits. Let us commit to focusing on ourselves, on our inner world, on the God within us. For in doing so, we are not turning away from the world, but embracing it in its entirety. We are not becoming selfish, but becoming the fullest, most radiant expression of our true selves. And as we do this, as we focus on ourselves and stop wasting our time, we will begin to see miracles unfold in our lives. We will witness the power of our imagination made manifest in the world around us. We will experience the joy, the abundance, the love that is our birthright. For you see, my friends, when you focus on yourself in this way, you are focusing on God. And when you align yourself with God, with the creative power of the universe, there is nothing that is impossible for you. All things become possible. All dreams become achievable. All desires become attainable. So I say to you once again, focus on yourself. Stop wasting your time. Redirect your attention to your inner world, to your imagination, to the God within you. For it is here, in this sacred inner space, that your true power lies. It is here that you will find the key to creating the life you desire and deserve. As we delve deeper into this practice of self-focus, I want you to understand that this is not a one-time event, but a continuous journey. It is a moment-by-moment choice to direct your attention inward, to align with your true self, to live from the state of your wish fulfilled. Each time you catch yourself wasting time on external concerns, gently but firmly bring your focus back to yourself. Each time you find yourself worrying about the future or regretting the past, bring your attention back to the present moment, to the God within you. This practice, my friends, is the essence of what I call living in the end. It is about assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled, here and now, regardless of external circumstances. It is about focusing so intently on your desired state that it becomes your present reality in your imagination. And remember, what is imagined with feeling and conviction must inevitably manifest in your outer world. This is the law of your being. This is the power that you possess. So I ask you, why waste your time on anything less than this divine practice? Why dilute your focus with trivial concerns when you have the power to create worlds within you? As you continue to focus on yourself, as you stop wasting your time on external matters, you will begin to experience a profound shift in your consciousness. You will start to see the world not as something separate from you, but as an extension of your own being. You will begin to understand that every person you encounter, every situation you face is a reflection of your own consciousness. And with this understanding comes great power and great responsibility. For when you know that the world is you pushed out, you naturally want to cultivate the most beautiful, the most loving, the most abundant inner state possible. You want to focus on yourself not out of selfishness, but out of a deep desire to contribute to the well-being of all. This, my dear friends, is the true meaning of self-love. It is not about ego or vanity. It is about recognizing your divine nature and allowing it to shine forth in all its glory. It is about focusing on yourself as an act of love for all of creation. As you practice this self-focus, as you stop wasting your time on external concerns, you will begin to notice subtle changes in your life. Synchronicities will increase. Opportunities will appear as if by magic. People will be drawn to your radiant energy. But remember, these outer changes are merely reflections of the inner change that has taken place within you. They are the natural result of your shifted focus, of your alignment with your true self. So do not become attached to these outer manifestations. Do not waste your time seeking validation from the external world. Instead, continue to focus on yourself, on your inner state, on the feeling of your wish fulfilled. For it is this inner state, this feeling, that is the true creator of your reality. The outer world, in all its magnificence, is merely catching up to what you have already created within. Now, some of you might be wondering, but Neville, what about my current circumstances? What if my reality doesn't match my desires? How can I focus on myself when the world seems to be against me? To you, I say this: your circumstances, no matter how challenging they may seem, are not your reality. They are merely shadows, reflections of past thoughts and beliefs. Your true reality is what exists in your imagination, in your consciousness. So I urge you, do not waste your time and energy fighting against your current circumstances. Do not rail against what is. Instead, focus on yourself, on your inner world, on the state you wish to embody. For when you do this, when you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled despite all outer evidence to the contrary, you set in motion a series of events that must inevitably lead to the manifestation of your desire. This, my friends, is the true test of your faith. It is easy to believe when all is going well, but can you maintain your focus on your desired state even when the world seems to contradict it? Can you persist in the assumption that you are who you want to be, that you have what you desire, even when your senses deny it? If you can do this, if you can focus on yourself and your desired state with unwavering faith, then truly all things are possible for you. For you have aligned yourself with the creative power of the universe. You have become one with God. And in this state of oneness, of alignment with your true self, time takes on a different meaning. You no longer waste time worrying about the future or regretting the past. You no longer squander your energy on trivial pursuits or external validations. Instead, you live fully in the present moment, aware that this moment contains within it all possibilities. You focus on yourself, on your inner state, knowing that this is the point of power from which all creation springs. My dear friends, can you see now the immense power that lies within you? Can you grasp the profound implications of this practice of self-focus? Can you understand why I implore you to stop wasting your time on anything less than this divine work? For when you focus on yourself in this way, when you align with the God within you, you are not just changing your own life, you are changing the entire world. You are fulfilling your divine purpose. You are becoming who you were always meant to be. So I say to you once again, focus on yourself. Stop wasting your time. Direct your attention to your inner world, to your imagination, to the God within you. For it is here, in this sacred inner space, that miracles are born. As we near the end of our time together, I want to leave you with a powerful exercise, a practical way to implement this practice of self-focus in your daily life. Each night, as you lay in your bed just before you drift off to sleep, I want you to focus your attention inward. Close your eyes and imagine yourself as the person you want to be. See yourself living the life you desire. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, the fulfillment of your wish realized. Do not simply visualize these things as distant possibilities. Experience them as present facts. Feel the naturalness of being in this desired state. Let every cell of your body vibrate with the conviction that this is who you are now. As you fall asleep in this state, you are impressing these images, these feelings upon your subconscious mind. You are planting seeds in the fertile soil of your consciousness, seeds that must inevitably grow into the reality of your waking life. And when you wake in the morning, before you engage with the outer world, take a few moments to recall this state. Feel once again the naturalness of being the person you want to be, of living the life you desire. Carry this feeling with you throughout your day. This, my friends, is how you focus on yourself. This is how you stop wasting your time on external concerns and trivial matters. This is how you align with the God within you and become the conscious creator of your life. Remember, your imagination is the workshop of God. It is the place where all things are conceived before they are born into the physical world. By focusing on yourself, on your inner world, you are essentially working in this divine workshop. You are using the tools of creation that have been bestowed upon you. So use these tools wisely. Use them with love, with joy, with unwavering faith. For as you do, you will begin to see your outer world transform in ways you never thought possible. And as these transformations occur, do not become complacent. Do not waste your time basking in your achievements or resting on your laurels. Instead, continue to focus on yourself, on your inner world, on the next beautiful state you wish to embody. For you see, my dear friends, this journey of self-discovery, of self-focus, is never ending. There is always more to explore, more to create, more to become. The moment you think you have arrived is the moment you begin to stagnate. So keep pushing forward. Keep exploring the infinite potential within you. Keep focusing on yourself, not out of ego, but out of a deep understanding that this is how you best serve the world. For when you focus on yourself in this way, when you align with the God within you, you become a beacon of light in this world. You become a living example of what is possible when one recognizes their true nature. You become a channel through which the infinite creativity of the universe can flow. And in doing so, you inspire others to do the same. You show them through your own transformed life that they too have this power within them. You become a living testament to the truth that I have been sharing with you tonight. So, my dear friends, as we conclude our time together, I implore you once more, focus on yourself. Stop wasting your time on things that do not serve your highest good. Redirect your attention to your inner world, to your imagination, to the God within you. For it is here, in this inner realm, that all things are possible. It is here that you will find the peace, the joy, the fulfillment that you seek. It is here that you will discover your true power and your divine purpose. Remember, the outer world is but a shadow, a reflection of your inner state. By focusing on yourself, by cultivating your inner garden, you are creating the most beautiful, the most abundant, the most loving outer world possible. This is not selfish. This is your divine duty, your sacred responsibility. This is how you contribute to the well-being of all. This is how you change the world. So go forth, my dear friends, with this newfound understanding. Go forth and focus on yourself with unwavering dedication. Go forth and stop wasting your time on trivial pursuits and external concerns. For as you do, you will begin to experience the miracle of your own divine nature. You will begin to see the power of your imagination made manifest in the world around you. You will begin to live the life you have always dreamed of, not as a distant possibility, but as your present reality. And in this realization, in this living from the state of the wish fulfilled, you will find a joy, a peace, a fulfillment beyond anything you have ever known. For you will have discovered the ultimate truth that you are one with God, that you are the creator of your reality, that all power is within you. So focus on yourself, my dear friends. Stop wasting your time. Embrace your divine nature. Live from the state of the wish fulfilled. For in doing so, you are not just changing your life. You are changing the entire world. You are fulfilling your divine purpose. You are becoming who you were always meant to be. And in this becoming, in this alignment with your true self, you will find that time is no longer something to be wasted or saved. It becomes a joyous unfolding of your divine potential, a continuous celebration of your oneness with God. So go now with my blessings and with the full knowledge of the power that resides within you. Go and focus on yourself. Go and create the life you desire. Go and be the miracle you were always meant to be. For you are God's greatest creation. And in focusing on yourself, you are focusing on God. And in this divine focus, all things are possible. All dreams are achievable. All desires are attainable. Remember this truth. Live this truth. Be this truth. For in doing so, you are fulfilling your highest purpose and contributing to the evolution of all consciousness. Thank you, my dear friends, for your attention, for your willingness to embark on this journey of self-discovery with me. May you go forth and focus on yourself with unwavering dedication, knowing that in doing so, you are aligning with the very power that creates worlds. God bless you all. Consider for a moment where you have been seeking the power to change your life. Perhaps you've looked to external circumstances, to other people, to some future event that you believe will finally bring you the transformation you desire. But I say unto you, you have been looking in the wrong place. The power to change, to create, to become anything you desire is already within you, waiting to be recognized and expressed. But what does it truly mean to say that this changing power is already inside you? It is not a mere motivational phrase or a vague spiritual concept. It is a statement of cosmic law, a fundamental about the nature of your relationship to the nature of the universe. You are not separate from the power that creates worlds. You are that power, individualized and made manifest. Let us delve deeper into this profound truth. Your outer world, every experience you have, every circumstance that you encounter, is nothing more than a reflection of your inner world, your consciousness. It is a mirror faithfully reflecting back to you the sum total of your beliefs, assumptions, and most importantly, your concept of self. When you understand this, truly understand it, you realize that by changing your inner world, by recognizing and utilizing the power within you, you are actively creating a new reality that will unfold in your experience. This understanding is crucial, for it shifts the entire paradigm of how you approach change and transformation. No longer are you a helpless being at the mercy of external circumstances, hoping for favorable conditions. You become the active creator of your reality, knowing that as you change your inner world, as you tap into the power within you, the universe must rearrange itself to match this new inner state. But how, you may ask, can one access and utilize this changing power that is already within? The answer lies in the creative power of your wonderful human imagination, combined with the intensity of your feeling and belief. For your imagination is not a mere fantasy maker, and your feelings are not mere reactions to external stimuli. Together, they form the very workshop in which reality is forged. Let us take a moment to truly understand this. Your subconscious mind, which is one with the universal creative force, does not distinguish between what you vividly imagine and feel as true and what you actually experience in the outer world. It accepts as true whatever you feel to be true in your imaginal acts. And once it accepts an idea as true, it proceeds to bring it into manifestation in your physical reality, regardless of how long it takes in clock time. So when you tap into the changing power within you, when you use your imagination to create a new self-concept and feel the reality of it, you are not engaging in wishful thinking or self-deception. You are actively creating your new reality from within. You are aligning yourself with the creative power of the universe, allowing it to work through you and for you. This, my dear listeners, is the essence of the changing power already inside you. It is about recognizing that the power to shape your reality lies within you, waiting to be expressed through your conscious imaginal acts. It is about understanding that your outer world is nothing more than a reflection of your inner world, which can be radically altered by tapping into the power within. Consider the biblical phrase, the kingdom of God is within you. This is not a mere poetic expression or a vague spiritual concept. It is a statement of cosmic law, an invitation to recognize the infinite power that resides within your own being. When you truly grasp this, when you feel the reality of this power within you, you are changed in that very moment. The outer manifestation may take time to catch up, but the inner transformation is instantaneous. But let me be clear, recognizing and utilizing the changing power within you is not about forced visualizations or strained affirmations. It is about a total immersion in the feeling of being the person you desire to be, of having what you desire to have. When you truly embody this practice, you naturally assume the thoughts, feelings, and inner conversations of the person you desire to be. You go to sleep not as the person bound by current circumstances, but as the person who has already experienced the desired change. Let us explore this further with an example. Imagine a person who desires to be confident and successful. Their outer reality shows no signs of these qualities. Now imagine this person deciding to tap into the changing power within. As they lie in bed, they immerse themselves in the feeling of being confident and successful. They feel the assurance, the ease, the joy that comes with these qualities. They allow this feeling to permeate every cell of their being. They fall asleep in this state, carrying it into their dreams. When they awaken, something has shifted. They may not see immediate external changes in their circumstances, but internally they are no longer the same person. They have experienced the reality of being confident and successful. And this new self-concept begins to reshape their outer world. In the days and weeks that follow, they find themselves naturally acting with more confidence. They make decisions with great assurance. They approach challenges with a newfound sense of capability. And as they do so, their outer world begins to reflect this new inner state. Opportunities arise that align with their new self-concept. People respond to them differently. Their entire life begins to transform, all stemming from tapping into the changing power within. This principle applies to every aspect of your life. Whether you desire health, wealth, love, or any other state of being, the key is to first tap into the changing power within you. Feel the reality of being the person who embodies these qualities. Fall asleep in that state, knowing that as you do so, you are planting a seed in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind that must grow into your outer reality. Now, I can hear some of you thinking, but Neville, can simply imagining and feeling a new reality really make such a difference? Surely we must take action in the physical world to create change. And to this I say action is indeed part of the process, but it is inspired action that flows naturally from your changed inner state, not forced action born of desperation or lack. Remember, the outer world is dead. It has no life of its own. It is your consciousness that gives life to your experiences. When you focus on external actions without first changing your inner state, you are breathing life into a reality that may not align with your desires. But when you first tap into the changing power within you, when you change your inner world, you set in motion a series of events that must culminate in the outer expression of this new inner reality. This, my dear friends, is the true secret to creating lasting change in your life. It is about recognizing that the power you seek is already within you, waiting to be acknowledged and expressed. It is about aligning yourself with this inner power, allowing it to flow through you and reshape your reality from the inside out. But let me warn you, this shift in consciousness, this recognition of the power within, is not always an easy task. The old habits of looking to the external world for change, of reacting to circumstances rather than creating them, are deeply ingrained in our collective consciousness. As you embark on this new way of being, you may find resistance arising within you. Doubts may creep in. Old thought patterns may try to reassert themselves. When this happens, do not fight against these thoughts and feelings. Simply observe them, acknowledge them, and then gently return to the awareness of the changing power within you. For the war is not won by battling against what you don't want, but by persistently embodying the state of what you do want. This persistence, this unwavering faith in the face of contrary evidence, is what allows you to truly tap into and utilize the changing power within you. Think of it like tuning a radio. When you're trying to listen to a particular station, you don't focus on eliminating all the other stations. You simply tune into the frequency you desire. In the same way, you don't need to fight against your current reality or forcefully push away unwanted conditions. You simply need to tune yourself to the frequency of your desired state, to align yourself with the changing power within you. This tuning is done through your imagination and your ability to generate feeling states. Your imagination is the dial that allows you to tune into different frequencies of experience. As you use your imagination to fully embody your desired state, as you feel the reality of being this version of yourself, you are tuning yourself to that frequency, allowing the corresponding experiences to flow into your life. But remember, my friends, this is not a one-time event. Tapping into and utilizing the changing power within you is a way of life. It's a constant choice to maintain awareness of this power, to live from the state of your desire fulfilled, regardless of appearances. Just as you wouldn't expect to stay in shape by exercising once, you cannot expect to create lasting change by tapping into this power once. This is about persistently living from the awareness of your inner power, about maintaining the consciousness of your desire fulfilled day in and day out, until it becomes your new normal. As you do this, you will find that your perception of yourself and your world begins to shift. What once seemed like limitations now appear as opportunities for growth. Challenges become stepping stones to success. You begin to see yourself as the empowered being you truly are, knowing that the changing power within you is constantly shaping your reality. Now, some of you may be wondering, but Neville, how can I maintain this awareness of the power within me when my current reality seems unchanged? How can I persist in feeling my desire fulfilled when circumstances seem to contradict it? And to this I say, your imagination infused with this feeling is more powerful than any circumstance. Consider for a moment, have you ever been deeply moved by a story, whether in a book or a movie? In those moments, were you not feeling real emotions based on imaginary events? Your feelings were real, even though the events were not happening in your physical reality. This is the power you must harness to tap into the changing power within you. You must use your imagination to create scenarios that evoke the feelings associated with your desire fulfilled. Imagine how you would feel if you were already the person you want to be, if you already had what you want to have. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the sense of fulfillment that would come with this reality. Feel these states as vividly and as consistently as you can. The key is to make these imaginal acts as real to you as possible. Engage all your senses. Feel the textures associated with your desire fulfilled. Hear the sounds, smell the scents, taste the flavors. See the world through the eyes of the person who has already experienced this change. Make it so real that your rational mind cannot distinguish between this imaginal act and physical reality. But here's a crucial point, my friends. The goal is not to imagine specific events or circumstances. The goal is to capture the essence of the feeling state associated with your desire fulfilled. For it is this feeling state that is the true attractor of your experiences. Let me illustrate this with an example. Instead of imagining a specific job offer or a particular sum of money, capture the feeling essence of being financially abundant. Feel the security, the freedom, the joy that comes with this state. See yourself moving through life with the ease and confidence of someone who is truly abundant. By focusing on the feeling essence rather than specific outcomes, you allow the universe to bring your desire to you in ways that might far exceed your specific imaginings. You open yourself to possibilities beyond what your current mindset can conceive. This is the true art of tapping into the changing power within you. It's not about forcing yourself to believe something against all evidence. It's about aligning yourself with the truth of your divine nature, your oneness with the creative power of the universe. It's about living each day from the state of your desire fulfilled, regardless of external circumstances. As you practice this, you may find that your outer world begins to shift in subtle ways. Perhaps you start to feel more confident and empowered, or you find yourself naturally making choices that align with your desired state, or opportunities that resonate with your new self-concept seem to appear out of nowhere. These are all signs that your inner shift, born from tapping into the changing power within you, is creating ripples in your outer reality. Don't discount these small changes, celebrate them. See them as confirmation that the law is working, that your inner power is taking effect. But don't become attached to them or anxiously look for them. Simply acknowledge them with gratitude and continue to live from your state of desire fulfilled. As you persist in this practice, larger changes will begin to manifest. You may find yourself naturally attracting experiences that align with your new self-concept. You may notice that your relationships improve, that your career flourishes, that abundance flows more freely into your life. And as you continue to express the changing power within you, you'll discover that life becomes an exciting adventure of ever-expanding good. But remember, the outer manifestation is not the goal. The goal is the state of consciousness from which all desired experiences naturally flow. This is a crucial point, my friends. When you're truly tapping into the changing power within you, when you're fully living from the state of your desire fulfilled, you no longer need external circumstances to confirm your state. You're already whole, already complete in your knowing that you are the person you've imagined yourself to be. And paradoxically, it's in this state of inner fulfillment that you're most likely to experience a life that reflects your ideal self-concept. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Neville, what about action? Don't we need to do things in the physical world to bring about change? And to this I say, yes, action is part of the process. But it's inspired action, not anxious doing. When you're consistently tapping into the changing power within you, ideas and opportunities will naturally present themselves to you. You'll feel inspired to take certain actions, to move in certain directions. These actions won't feel like struggle or effort. They'll feel natural, joyful, almost effortless. This is the difference between trying to make things happen and allowing them to happen. When you're trying to force change, actions feel stressful, born out of fear and doubt. When you're living from the awareness of your inner power, actions flow naturally from your aligned state, guided by an inner wisdom that knows exactly how to bring about the manifestation of your desires. Consider the example of a seed growing into a mighty oak tree. The seed doesn't strain to become a tree. It doesn't force itself to grow. It simply unfolds naturally, expressing its innate potential. You, my dear listeners, are no different. When you tap into the changing power within you, you allow your life to unfold naturally and beautifully, expressing the infinite potential that is your birthright. But let me be clear, this state of allowing is not passive. It requires an active use of your imagination, a deliberate and focused embodiment of your desired state. It requires faith, not blind faith in external circumstances, but faith in the creative power of your consciousness, in the changing power that resides within you. This faith is not about believing that things will change someday in the future. It's about knowing that you are who you desire to be now, in this very moment, and that your outer world must inevitably conform to this new inner reality. As you cultivate this faith, as you persist in tapping into the changing power within you, you'll begin to see evidence of your transformation manifesting in your outer world. These signs may start small, a newfound confidence in a situation that would have previously intimidated you, a chance encounter that leads to an unexpected opportunity, a sudden insight that changes everything. Do not discount these signs, no matter how small they may seem, for they are confirmation that your inner world, shaped by the changing power within you, is indeed shaping your outer reality. They are breadcrumbs leading you to the full realization of the life you are creating. As we near the conclusion of our discussion, I want to address a common concern that arises when people first encounter this teaching. Many worry that focusing on their inner world, on tapping into the changing power within, might somehow make them selfish or disconnected from others. But I assure you, my friends, the opposite is true. When you truly understand the principle of the changing power within you, you realize that you are not separate from others. As you elevate your own consciousness by tapping into this power, you are elevating the consciousness of all. Your personal transformation, far from disconnecting you from others, actually expands the field of possibilities for all. Moreover, when you are coming from a place of inner fulfillment, of knowing and expressing the power within you, you naturally have more to give to others. You become a channel through which blessings flow, not just to you, but through you to the world. Your transformation creates a ripple effect, touching the lives of everyone you encounter with your newfound energy, joy, and sense of possibility. This is the true gift of recognizing and utilizing the changing power within you. It's not just about improving your individual circumstances, although that will happen. It's about aligning yourself with the fundamental nature of the universe, which is boundless good. It's about recognizing your own divine nature and allowing it to express itself fully through you. In this state of alignment, of consistently tapping into the changing power within you, you become a channel for the most beautiful expressions of life. Ideas flow to you effortlessly. Opportunities present themselves naturally. The right people and circumstances appear in your life at the perfect time. This is the magic of living from the awareness of your inner power. But remember, this magic is not something external to you. It's not some cosmic force that you need to appease or manipulate. It is the natural expression of your own consciousness when it's aligned with the truth of your being. You are the power. You are the magic. You are the one who has been looking in the wrong place, for the changing power has been within you all along. As we draw our time together to a close, I want to leave you with a final thought. The principle we've explored tonight, you've been looking in the wrong place, changing power in the inside you, is not just a concept to be intellectually understood. It's about recognizing your true nature as a divine created being. It's about aligning your entire being with the fundamental truth of who you are and allowing your grandest expression to flow through you. When you live from this understanding, everything changes. The world becomes a friendly place filled with infinite possibilities. You no longer see yourself as a small, separate being struggling against external forces. Instead, you recognize yourself as the author of your own life story, the creator of your own thriving reality. In this state, there's no need to fear the future or doubt your ability to create the life you desire. For you understand that you are the source of all creation in your experience. Your job is simply to maintain awareness of the changing power within you, to live from this consciousness, and to allow the universe to arrange the details of its manifestation. So, my dear friends, as you leave here tonight, I urge you to embrace this principle with all your heart. Don't see it as a technique to be applied occasionally, but as a way of life to be lived continuously. Use your mighty imagination to tap into the changing power within you. Feel the naturalness of being the empowered, divine being you truly are. Live from this state. Persist in this knowing, and watch as your world rearranges itself to match your inner vision. Remember, you are not a limited being struggling to find power outside yourself. You are the infinite consciousness, choosing to experience growth and transformation from this particular vantage point. The changing power within you is the tool through which you shape your experience. Use it wisely with the awareness of your true nature and the responsibility that comes with it. Go forth and create the fulfilling, joyous life that is your birthright, knowing that with each moment you tap into the changing power within, you are aligning more fully with the truth of your divine limitless nature.